How's it going, guys? Today I just wanted to show you how to do a rod binding. Now it's not a knot, I guess, but it's also sort of comes under that umbrella. But I just thought it might be something that a lot of people are sitting around at the moment with coronavirus. They might not be able to go fishing. So you might have some rods laying around that need repair, or you want to try some rod building. So I just thought I'll show you how easy it can be. Yeah, so let's start. So as you can see, this is my little rod binding station. So I've just got these two arms here that hold the rod. I've got a really sort of agricultural little thread carriage there. It's just a L bracket with some threaded rod, spring and a couple of butterfly washers. I've got my thread there. I've got that running off there through this guide, and then that'll run up to the rod where the guide will be. Just got a blade there for cutting thread. Got a bunch of little bits of masking tape here to hold the thread and whatnot, and the guide. One thing I do also want to just say is Fuji actually do these arms. So what you can do is set up yourself with a little station. You can buy these online or from your local Fuji supplier. But yeah, you can buy them. I've got it. I've only got it just as the rod dryer. So it comes. So when you're doing your epoxy, use that. It's a really nice, easy chuck. Super adjustable there. It's 240 volts, so it's nice and quiet. So I've got that as the dryer and the stand. But you can buy the stands, these feet, you can buy them just by themselves, and so you can have two of them to set up on a board, and that can be your wrapping station too. Alrighty, let's start. Right, so I've got my guide here, Fuji titanium silicon in a K-guide. So I just want to bind that to the rod. So one thing I've done is, if you can see there, I've just ground off the feet. And that just makes it just a little bit of a sharper edge just to bind to. If that's going to refocus. Yeah, like that. So yeah, you can see that they've just been ground down to a nice point, both ends. Yeah, so just both ends there, grind them down. They're a little bit thick from the factory. That just makes it so there's a nicer ramp for the thread. So then I'm just going to tape that to the rod. Just like that. Just want to leave your feet open so you can start your thread. Then you're going to grab your thread here. Just going to grab a piece of tape. Just lock that off. Now you want to sort of tape that off the opposite way. So I'm going to bind this foot first. So I'm going to bind from the blank up the foot. So I need to start from the opposite side. So, and then just going to come down sort of past where I want. And so with this thread carriage, this spring with these butterfly nuts puts tension on here, and that runs through up to the rod. And that's important because then when I want to start wrapping, that tension, it's almost like the winch on a four-wheel drive. It's almost going to allow the thread to lay down and help me get a nice lay. So yeah, so that's there. So I've come around from the opposite side. Now I'm just about to match up to myself. Just probably back that tension off a little bit. There we go. So now this first one, once it catches up with itself, you just need to get that to go over itself there. So I might try and just move this in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Right, so that's just crossed over, so that's literally just crossing over itself like that, and then just going to keep turning. Now it's really only these first couple that are the tricky ones, and this is where your tension is important, because it's that tension that's going to help you lay down those threads really nice and neat. It also means that you can let your hands go and walk away from it too. But so now that I've got, that's my fourth, that's my fifth. So once I've got about 6, I just want to come to that tape, undo that. Once I come around here, that'll be my 7th. So you can see the tape there, the thread coming under itself. So now just want to pull that tight, hit that with the blade, and then now if you ever need to, you can just come back a little bit and just start up. But yeah, so this is where that tension comes in, because now that there's good tension on that, you can just keep that rolling over, and I don't even have to do anything. Literally just the tension is helping that lay down nice and neat, and you can see how neat that is. Now all I do at the start here is I just give it a little bit of a helping hand to start up the foot, but then same thing, once you're going up the foot, once you've got that tension, so then now I'll undo that tape, and there it is. Now nothing has to be perfect, because you can sort of come back a little bit afterwards, but just like this now, that's going pretty good. And then so then I can just keep that spinning, got that nice tension, just going to lay down. And this is the thing, a lot of people think you need a lathe to build a rod, and you really don't. A lot of the time, sometimes this, especially for repairs, if you're building a whole rod, might be a bit of a different story, but I've built plenty of rods on this stand. I don't own a lathe. But yeah, you really don't need a, rod lathe. You can just do it with a really nice simple stand like this. Okay, so now I'm coming up to the end here. So I usually put it on the back side. I just need a pull through. So all this pull through is literally just a piece of braid. So it's just a loop of braid like that. And I'm just going to introduce that underneath that last thread. Like I said, I usually always try and put it on the back side. So that's just a loop like that. And then you just want to continue your passes. So that's 4, 5, that's 6, that's 7. So that's about what I want there. So now I've got that loop. You can open that loop up a little bit like that. And then now I just put my finger on it. I give myself a little bit of line to work with. Cut that thread off. So then now I've got that. So again, just your finger on it. Come up here with your thread. Pass that through that loop from the same way that you're wrapping. Like that. Pull that through, and then so now I've got that nice and tight, and then I've got my pull through, and that literally just pulls that under. Now some people will trim that before they pull it through, others won't, each to their own. Every rod builder is different. That's the beauty of rod building. But so that's all pulled under there now like that. It's hard to see because it's black on black, but you should be able to see that there. So then now I really just want to trim that as close as possible. like that. And then if it's not absolutely perfect, you can fix it up with your thumbnail a bit if you want. Just like that. Nice and neat. Roll it around. But yeah, that is your rod binding. Super nice and neat, very easy, nice and quick. Once you do the other side, you're ready for epoxy. So thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to check out my Facebook page, Absolutely Not, and stay safe during everything that's going on at the moment. Take care, guys. Tight lines.